Hey guys, Ike here from Mike'sOutdoors.com. I'm here today to do a review on the Prime Logic. This is a new bow from Prime for 2018, and there's a lot of differences in this one and some of the old Primes that are out there. So we're going to run through the specs, and then I'm going to tell you about what I've done with this bow in the last couple weeks, and then of course we'll take it out and we'll do some chronographing, draw a force curve on it, and we'll do some shooting. So specs on this bow, this is IBO rated for 330 feet per second. This has a brace height of 7 inches. This has an axle to axle of 31 inches. Drawl links on this are available from 24.5 to 30, and those are a draw specific cam. Bare weight on this, just stripped down bow, nothing on it, is 4.3 pounds, and this is available in max draw weights of 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, and 80 pounds. Now, as far as the camo options on this and color options on this, there's way too many to list, so I'm just going to run through them real quick. These are available in different patterns from these different companies. This is available in Optifade, it's available in First Light, it's available in Realtree, and it's also available in solid colors in black, gray, tan, and green. And this is the Ghost Green model that I have here, and I love the looks on this bow. This bow is just absolutely beautiful. I mean, I just love the look, the design overall, the aesthetics are really eye-catching, and the color, that ghost green, is just really cool. So this is has a lot of the same technology that the bows have had in the past couple years from Prime, but it's got a lot of new technology on this as well. This has got the new split limb design. Now the new split limb design is something new for Prime, where they've always used a solid limb before. This is a nice, aggressive, short limb. This has got a really wide stance. Each limb is really wide and really strong. It's short, fat, and wide, so it provides a really nice split limb design, and it's going to hold up and be comparable to a lot of the solid limb designs out there. The riser is still made out of the 70,000 series aluminum. It's got some new designs to it. It's got some counterbalancing on the bottom that is going to make this thing a true center grip. You can see the bottom and the top are identical, so we have a nice true center grip design. Now, a lot of center grip designs are notorious for being hard to tune. This one was super easy to tune. I was floored at how easy this bow was to tune. I got this bow, set it up, and had no intention of taking it on my hog hunt last week. I got this bow on a Monday and our hog hunt was Saturday, and I had no intentions of taking this bow on that hunt. But it was so easy to tune, and it was so easy to shoot. I mean, just right out of the box, I was shooting this bow like I'd owned it for years, and just absolutely fell in love with it. Within 3 shots, I had this bow broadhead tuned. I mean, just shot fantastic. So with that, I decided to take this thing on a hog hunt, and I shot a small hog. It wasn't a giant hog or anything like that, but I shot a 70-pound hog with this thing and made a perfect shot on it, just right behind the shoulder blade. Arrow went all the way through the hog, buried in the ground, and the hog died within sight. The hog went down 30 yards. So accuracy and power are definitely there with this Prime. Maneuverability is there with this Prime. I shot this that hog out of a tree stand. Maneuverability is there. The ability to shoot quickly and accurately are definitely there with this thing, and the power is there as well. So there are definitely some great designs into this new Logic. Okay, so before we get out and do any more shooting, I want to talk about this new split limb design. This has been a couple years in the making for Prime, and they really nailed it with this thing. This whole bow overall is just really well designed. Like I said, the center balance bows are generally hard to tune. This one has been really easy to tune. It's balanced, it's maneuverable, it shoots really good. It's got this new cam system on there that has a really nice draw cycle on here. The power stroke on this is real short, so it's easy to get back, easy to hold at full draw. The 31-inch axle to axle makes it nice and maneuverable for ground blinds and tree stands. It also has the split limbs are, like I said, they're bigger, they're short, they're fat, they're wide. You can see that limb is really short, but they're short, they're fat, and they're wide. This has a compression axle system on here it's a new improved design on this axle system. This is actually a bigger axle system than what most bows have, and they did that to make it stronger over this span. This span is a little wider than what normal split limbs are, so they beefed up this axle to withstand the length of the wider limbs on here. So it's a really well thought out, really well designed bow, and it just shoots and tunes like a dream. So we're going to take this thing out here, and we're going to show you some close-ups of this thing, and then we're going to run it through our draw board, and we'll show you the draw cycle on this thing. We'll put it through our chronograph with a few different weight arrows, and then we'll go do some shooting with this thing and let you see how it performs. This is a speed test on the Prime Logic. This bow is set at 70 pounds, 27.5-inch draw length, has a D loop and a peep side on the string. We're going to be doing a variety of arrows here. The first one is 354 grains. $289. Second one here is going to be 454 grains. Last one here is our heavy arrow, and this one is 511 grains. Okay, so I got about half a dozen arrows here to do a little bit of shooting with this. I took the stabilizer off of it because I wanted you to see this bow without the stabilizer. I do all my bow tests with no stabilizer on. The only reason I had that one on there is because I took it on the hunt. So, draw cycle on this bow is really nice. You can see in the scale, you know, it ramps up, holds that peak weight, and then drops off nice and slow down at the end. Really short power stroke on this thing, so it's a really nice bow to draw back even at 70 pounds. I still have this thing set on 70 right now. So grip is really nice. I like shooting right off the riser. It's got a good rounded edge to it. It's got a really comfortable grip on it. Fits really nice in my hand. The side plates on there, I don't even notice them. I don't even notice that they're there. When you get it back at full draw, it's got a really solid back wall, and you've got two different options on here. You've got the option of having both stops installed, or like I have, just the limb stops or just the cable stops. This does come with limb stops installed and cable stops that you can add later. You can see at full draw I have absolutely no problem holding this for a long period of time. Creep on this bow, not bad. You can see there, it's definitely manageable. So it does not want to rip out of your hand when you let up a little bit. It doesn't want to take off on you. You can see there, very little kick with this bow, very little noise, very little vibration. The slightest little bit of noise there I notice when I shoot it without a stabilizer. It does have just a touch of noise, but overall, very quiet bow. Smooth draw cycle, great back wall. What I like about this bow most, well, I like a lot of things about this bow, but it's just such a solid shooting platform. It is so well balanced and so well centered that at full draw, it's got a really stable shooting platform. You have very little pin float, so your pin's not floating around. With no stabilizer on here, you can take this thing with no stabilizer and shoot it absolutely no problem at all. You see that bow is, I mean, just absolutely rock solid at full draw. That pin does not hardly move around at all, and I absolutely love that about this bow, especially for as short as it is. You know, you got a short, compact hunting bow, and because of the design on this thing, it really feels like a longer axle-to-axle bow. It really feels like you're shooting some kind of 3D bow or something like that, but it's still nice and maneuverable. Again, draw cycle is great, grip is great. The cam, very little cam lean out of those, out of that PCL cam. just wadding them arrows together down there, which I'm only at about 20 yards, but just wadding the arrows together. Boy, these things have been in storage. They need to be refletched. It's got that Flexus AR on there. Not sure if I mentioned that before. This does work with the Sherpa system, the 2-piece quivers on here. Just a really, really cool design on that riser too. I like how it's a pretty straight riser, but it looks cool, and it's got a lot of really cool innovative technologies on this thing. So just a really cool riser design, a really cool bow design overall. The limb pockets are just really well designed too. Just a really solid, stout limb pocket design on there for those split limbs. Wadding arrows together. So that is the Prime Logic, and like I said, absolutely love this bow. I try not to gush about products when I get them. I try not to go overboard about them, but this has been one of the just out of the box, quickest, easiest bows that I've ever tuned, and I absolutely fell in love with this thing straight out of the box. I mean, just absolutely a snap to tune. Had it shooting lights out within half a dozen arrows. I was just wadding groups together. The balance and the stability of this thing at full draw is amazing. I mean, it absolutely feels like a long axle to axle bow. The speeds are really good too, puts out plenty of kinetic energy. The hog that I shot with this thing blew completely through that hog, didn't even slow that arrow down. So it is a great hunting bow, great compact bow, but it's also the kind of bow you can go out and do anything with. I would not be afraid to take this bow out and shoot 3D with it. I also wouldn't be afraid to take this bow out and shoot long distances with it, because it has good kinetic energy, it has good speed, it has good momentum, and it also has a really good shooting platform. So if you're shooting, something like a mule deer at 50 yards, this thing is going to be a really good bow for stuff like that, where you're shooting long distance, but you still need plenty of power when you get there, and you need a good shooting platform to shoot that kind of distance. So it is a great overall bow, and just a great design. When Prime came out with the split limb, I wouldn't say I was really dubious, but I was really curious to see how they would handle the split limb, and man, I think they nailed it. I think they nailed this cam, I think they nailed this split limb design, and I think they just nailed this logic overall. And this may be one of my favorite bows of primes, of all the primes that I've shot. And if you've seen my other, here comes the snow. If you've seen my other bow, my bow review, or one of my videos I did where I named my top 5 bows, the #1 bow was a Prime bow. It was my favorite bow, was a Prime rival, I believe. No, not the rival. Anyway, Prime was the top of the list. This is my favorite all-time Prime bow. So that says how much I really fell in love with this Logic. So definitely check this thing out. If you get an opportunity, get your hands on one of these Logics, go shoot one of these things. Definitely worth your time to go shoot one of these. We'll put a link to their website below so you can check it out as far as getting the specs and stuff like that, and maybe find a dealer close to you. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and share these videos. And please be sure to follow us on social media. We're on Instagram and Facebook under Ike's Outdoors. Appreciate you guys watching.